everyone, and welcome to Barefoot Minis, and I have Prairie View's Little Joe Friday here for a hoof trim, and then I'm going to do another video with trimming his mane. A little more explanation to the tutorial this time about trimming his mane, his bridle path and under his mane, which is what you have to do when you have a mini with such a thick mane as Joe. Had his teeth floated yesterday. We're trying to give him as much of a chance as possible to make it into his 30s and be comfortable. His teeth really do not mesh up. I've been told every time I have him floated he has terrible teeth. But you know what? Large horses, draft horses, can have terrible teeth too. So says my equine dentist. But minis are notorious to having crowding issues because they don't have enough space in their little bitty mouths for their teeth. But for now, I'm going to trim Joe's hooves best I can. So let's get started. I'm wearing these no cry things. I actually have them on the right direction this time, I think. Sometimes I forget after not wearing them for a while what direction they're supposed to go on. Kind of dorky of me, but whatever. So I'm going to try to trim him with these. He's mouthing a lot because of the, I don't know if you can, what you can see in here, but the back feet, the outsides are longer, the insides are shorter. That's always kind of the way Joe wears them. And then the front feet, he just has, his feet actually have improved over the years. But we'll see what we can do. Stallions again. It's always stallions. Calling that frog up. Stallions have just, they grow their feet so fast. It's hard to keep up with them, honestly. And then I have some mares in my herd that I have never, I didn't trim them this year. I didn't trim Jamie. I didn't trim Nessa. I didn't trim, who else did I trim? I did not trim Amelie. Amelie is about as perfect as they come for feet. She also got her teeth floated for the first time. Her teeth were beautiful too for never being floated before. Joe's probably gonna put up a fuss a little bit here with his grandson, but we'll do what we can, huh, Joey? He is very thick. Feet here. Looks to be wearing, I'm gonna just pare away. I don't tend to monkey with, hello, are you leaning on me? Are you enjoying my presence? You're such a good old boy. Hi, are you a good old boy? I tell you, after 15, horses just get better and better if they have the good care and love. As they get older, they get better and better. And then when you have them since they were foals like me, you want to keep them into their, give them a great retirement if you can. If you've only had them a few years, sometimes it makes sense to send them to a retirement home. Find a good home for them, not even necessarily sell them. Just find them a really, really cushy home. But Joe and I have been together so long. We've had lots of ups and downs. A lot of my downs with Joe have been him hurting himself or needing emergency veterinary care from hurting himself. He has a little bit of a 9 lives situation going on. Or the first time I got our equine dentist out, he'd actually left his calling card for me. And I thought, well, he'll need, Joe probably for sure needs something done. So I had him out, and wouldn't you know, even though I've had him floated by the vets in the past, that one of his molars had gotten so sharp it had pierced through his sinuses. So he fixed him up and then gave me a huge syringe so that I could clean Joe's mouth out with salt water several times a day to prevent infection. And that was probably half of Joe's life ago, which kind of tells me that minis, the littler the head, the more trouble sometimes. The little Arabian type heads have more trouble. So that looks a little bit better. Not a teeny tiny huff, but he's an old man. It takes a while for him to grow him healthfully. Not grow him, but grow him healthfully. I'll get up off my knees and just work on this back one. He doesn't like his back ones done. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So on here, he needs more outside than inside, but they're not bad. Wow, he just picked it up. Oh, what a good boy. I'm gonna mainly focus on the outside for these ones. I don't even think he really needs any inside taken except for heels. He definitely needs heels to go. Because if they're not making any impact, the frogs don't make impact with the ground, they just kind of shrink away and disappear. And that's not good for the health of the huff. So, take away the heel. It's okay. Hang on. I know you got ticklish feet. You always have had those ticklish feet. All right, so he has some white line disease. You know, he's had more of a problem the past couple of years with his hooves, the quality and the health of his hooves, but he's in his twilight years. And just lately, since it's gotten colder out, he just suddenly lost a lot of weight. So I thought, oh, I better get Daddy Coin Dennis out, because that's so important for them to be able to keep themselves warm in the winter. It's cruel to have a horse that can't maintain weight trying to struggle through winter, and that's why sometimes you have to make a tough decision. If you're gonna suffer horribly through the winter, it's crueler to keep them going sometimes. So that looks pretty good. Some people really file down the outside, but that's not how Norm necessarily did it when I learned. So he's sensitive with his back feet, but we'll do what we can for him. They're very ticklish. All right, that's good. Good enough. Let's get these other ones. That's your great-grandson, Joey. Your great-grandson and your grandson. And the generations got larger. But that's not Joe's fault. That's because I bred Niobe to a larger stallion. And when you're breeding miniature horses, you want to kind of, if you're breeding for small size, you want the sire for sure to be very tiny and a size reducer if possible. That's not everybody's goal, but that's my goal, because if you're gonna breed minis, you want the minis to be mini. And for me that means under 34 inches. So but that's okay if other people want to do it differently than that. Everybody has their own preferences. I just like my minis to be mini. So I don't think I'd change anything. I'd still have gotten Lexington. He's a beautiful boy. But from now on, if I ever do breed again, I want to keep my minis mini and tiny. It's okay. You're okay, buddy. Go boy. The smaller they are, the harder they are to work with in some ways. So harder they are to trim their hooves, and do dental work, and sometimes even vetting, because the equipment you use for a large horse isn't gonna fit a mini. Pardon for me for breathing hard in my videos. It's a lot of contortionism. Huh, Joey? Has contortionisms. Okay. Using my Shinto rasp. You're being so good. It's a lot easier toward fall time to trim hooves or work with stallions, because look at how calm and sweet and gentle Joe is. The mare's cycles slow down and stop. And the stallions, even the ducks, I've noticed, they settle way down after breeding season. I'm having a little issue here. Gotta get that form worn down. There we go. Alrighty, a little bit better, huh? A little bit better. Let me see if I need to do anything to this, because you're... Get up. I might have to work on that one a little bit more to get it down. And then the outside of these again. I might stand up for this, huh, Joe? Yes. Ooh, Joey has stinky feet. Look how little his feet are, too. Little bitty feeties. Little bitty footies. Yes. Good boy. All right, now I'm just gonna take all right. Okay. Hi, Ness. I got Ness in here as Joe's support, emotional support animal. Whoopsie. Okay, I'll let you stand up, Joe. All I'm gonna do is probably take each hoof and sort of rasp down the corner with my Shinto rasp. The ones that need it. Where? Can I have this? Actually, I'm going to check that one on the underside of that one too. Pick it up. Joe's not liking this too much. All right, good boy. There you go, good boy. Hi, Victory. Victory wants a nose kiss. Mwah. There you go, Victory. There you go. Well, that concludes Joey's fall hoof trim. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Jesus loves you.